Good morning, everyone. Here we are. Woohoo! We are back. This is the Morning Cup. We are thrilled to have you. This is the Morning Cup powered by Second Act Women. We are the co-founders of Second Act Women. I'm Barbara, sitting in at 53.11.
Next month.
Next month.
And I'm Guadalupe.
And so today, our hot topics, we have two really wonderful guests that will be joining us a little later from North Carolina and Miami. But we're going to talk about the hot topic of the day. No more manners. Woo! And trust me, we love men, but hello, exactly. So we are going to talk about a company or an organization called All Raise and what they're doing to rectify the lack of opportunity for us to sit on panels. I mean, there's a lack of diversity, opportunity, and age, and gender, and all of that. And so we are going to talk about how you can jump on the bandwagon again with All Raise. So let's just jump into our first guest from Miami. We are welcoming Sonsoles Gonzales. Hello.
Hi, how's everyone?
Toast to the morning.
Morning to
By the way,
Good
my
to be
cup
here.
is from my friend Lee Dyer. We got this. We are so excited to have you today from Better Not Younger, and it's a discussion about our hair and what you're doing to change the dialogue and actually help us.
Absolutely.
I mean, thank you so much. I mean, we have the pleasure of connecting through the gals over at Fancy. So shout out to Erica and Katie for
Yes.
always introducing us to amazing powerhouses that are out there just changing the world. And, I think for a lot of us, what we were talking about a little earlier is that a lot of women in their 40s and 50s have been posting in our community that their locks are changing. That whether it's texture, whether they're finding that hair is falling out, like this idea of just struggling with the hair.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about, what's going on?
Right.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
So, by the way, I'm 56 years old, and I myself noticing changes in my hair in my mid to late 40s. Well, of course, first the grays. They started quite young. I started quite young with the grays. But beyond that, it was just everything was changing. And I spent many, many years in the beauty industry. I worked in Procter & Gamble. I worked at L'Oreal. I held executive roles. I managed big brands like Pantene and Herbal Essences and Head & Shoulders. And so I thought I knew everything about hair. And I really didn't, because those industries are really focusing on women, 15 to 44, 18 to 44. Mm-hmm. And when I worked there, I always joked in meetings, because all of our briefs for product development, for advertisers said women 18 to 44. And I always said, well, what happens with women after 44? Do they disappear? They die? What happens? And it was kind of like a second joke. And all of a sudden it wasn't funny anymore, because that was me. But when I left my corporate role, which was like 4 years ago, I really started struggling finding products for my hair. And I kind of knew there wasn't anything out there, because I had been part of the industry, and I knew that all of the research, the development, everything is focused for women up to 44, 45. The industry is always promising us to look younger. They never talk about how to make the best of yourself at any age. And with my background in the hair, my understanding of how important hair was for women at any age, I decided to launch Better Not Younger. And I partner with an MIT chemist who helped me develop all the formulas. But I'll tell you a little bit what's going on. So when hormonal changes happen, there's a lot going on. So your follicles shrink. That's why your hair grows thinner. They slow down. They get lazy. And so the growth cycle slows down. So you grow, slower. Everything gets slower with age. Then your body's producing less sebum, which are the natural oils. So your hair will naturally grow drier. Then you have the lack of melanin when you are going gray. And the lack of melanin makes hair very dry and brittle as well. So all of these is happening. Your scalp is skin, like your face. And it's aging too, and it's getting thinner. And there's research that shows the scalp actually ages faster than your face.
Wow.
Yeah, everything. But there's hope. So what happened?
That's why you're here. That's exactly.
So at the time when all this is happening and your hair is very vulnerable, here we go and start to do things that we weren't even doing before. So we start coloring very regularly, most of us, because we want to cover your grays. That's very harsh chemistry on your scalp, on your hair. We start using a lot of styling products because we want to make up for the lack of volume and things like that. Or we start using more dry shampoo because we want to extend the washes in between, and dry shampoos will deposit and clog. So all this is happening. And I call it the perfect storm because it's like the perfect storm of your body changing with all these aggressors that you're bringing in. And what women don't realize, and every woman will tell you my hair is changing. Mm-hmm. They know it. They just don't know why. They don't understand why, because in the industry, nobody's really talked about it. The only thing that we've learned kind of to do is to deal with gray by coloring. That's pretty much everything. So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask why. Well, we know why it took this long. It's just sad it took this long for someone like yourself to see a problem and find the solution and move on the solution, which is what we're all about within this community at SecondActWomen. Is if you have a problem and you have the solution, or you see a problem, you have the solution, move on it, and or stay in corporate America if that's your thing. But what took you to finally say, after working with P&G and all those big brands, Head & Shoulders, that you were going to, I know this problem exists, so let me just do something about it. What told you, okay, it's time, I go out on my own and do this?
Yeah, I had been in the corporate world for like 28 years, and you may say, wow, what took you so long? But you know what? You go on with your life. You have a great job, a great salary, and you just continue. And then one day I was just like starting to get bored. I wasn't motivated. It was just more of the same thing. And I said, I'm just gonna go. And to be completely frank, I was thinking, I'm just gonna retire. And within a few months, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with my life? I've been my whole life. I don't know how to do anything else, to be honest. And I even considered going back to work, to the corporate world. And then one day I actually interviewed with a hair care company, a mid-size hair care company. And I was talking to them, and then they did a tour of their facilities. And I was standing there. It's like, I'm out of here. I can do this myself. That was kind of my aha moment, even though I had always had the idea in the back of my mind. I had never really decided to do it. And then when I was there, it's like, I'm not going to go back and work for other people again. I can do this myself. And that's what I did. I partnered with a friend, and then we started getting together and working. As she's not really active right now in the business, but she's an investor. And that's how I started. And, once I started, I never looked back. I never even like said, oh no, I better not do this. I did ask myself a few questions, is this a good idea, or am I just talking to myself? And actually, when I started looking at the demographics and how much this demographic had changed over the years, it was a lot bigger with a lot of money to spend. And I also noticed that, when there wasn't anybody talking to these women in general, because if you look at the demographic, I always say when they talk about aging women, they always show these women that's, taking cruises and gardening and and who are those women? Where are they?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with cruises, nothing wrong with gardening, but you talk to women and they're starting businesses, they're maybe dating again, they are writing books, they're running marathons, and it's just women are age. And I was like, I have to change this, this narrative around women and aging. We're not just like ready to like pack it up and go.
Yeah, I love the idea of being inclusive, from the idea of there's beauty is defined, in the eye of the beholder is what they, that how that saying goes. And it's interesting because we, just very much like you're tackling it from the whole beauty industry. We're tackling it from just, external and internal ageism, and this idea of, you're supposed to hit a certain age and you're supposed to just go silent.
Right.
And you're right. Like we're living more vibrant, dynamic lives than ever before. And we need products and we need companies to keep up with us. Like we don't want to put down our role so that they can, stay in the know of where we used to be.
Starting my role.
Exactly.
We're just getting started. We are just getting started, And I tell the young people, I tell my daughters, you might live to be 100. You might.
Now is the average age.
What are we going to do at 50? You'll have half of your life to go, So
that's what we say. Sonsoles, that's exactly what we say is this is just, I like to relate it to football because it's football season and go Denver Broncos. And sorry, Miami. But that's what we say is this is like the second half. And let me tell you, a lot of ball games are won in the second half. And that's us.
And we have a lot of things. I have a lot of things that I didn't have when I was 30. I was very insecure.
Yes.
Now I have confidence. I was trying to be somebody I'm not,
Right.
You're trying to mimic somebody else's. You have so many role models and you're trying to look at, and you end up looking like a mess, to be honest. I mean, in the sense that you come across as confidently as you do now, and I think that makes it a little bit more attractive.
You received a really great write-up in Ad Age. Wow. And in Forbes. That's right. I think that's how I heard about you. Also through Fancy, and then I read the article. And so how long has Better Not Younger been around now?
We've been selling since April of last year, so 18 months. It's relatively new. But it's growing. We're doing extremely well. We have distribution at Sephora.com as of October of last year, and now we're on HSN. And by the way, ladies, if you want to see it, we'll be on 9/16. We will be on HSN on the Beauty Report.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. We raise a cup to you for sure. That is beautiful. And this is again, right, proving to our ladies that you said you're 50 what?
56.
56. You started this company at 54.
52.
50.
Yeah. 52, I started thinking about it. 53, very active, and 54, I launched because I just turned 56. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we have to say congratulations. And what advice would you give some of us that, some of us are growing in our gray, whether it's a streak or full on. Some of us are not growing in our gray, but our hair is changing. What are some tips, right? And what are some of the products that from your line that you recommend? We have two women in particular that have literally, before they knew we were talking to you, have purchased your product. So they were excited to have you on board here.
Well, I would tell you, first of all, take care of your scalp. The scalp is the foundation of your hair. It's the only place where your hair is alive. The rest is dead, okay? So you need to nourish your scalp. That's why our bestseller is actually our hair and scalp, our superpower hair and scalp fortifying, which is going to bring all these nutrients to your scalp and you massage it in. That's very important to take care of your scalp. When you're using a shampoo and a conditioner, we all want volume, but be careful. Don't choose a shampoo that's stripping. You need to have a mild shampoo, sulfate-free. Our bestseller is a wake-up call shampoo because you don't want to strip those natural oils out of your hair. The other thing is I want to tell you is as we age, our bodies don't absorb nutrients like we did when we were young. That's why vitamins is important. That's why when you go to the doctor, he or she may tell you take B12, vitamin D, and all that. So our multivitamin contains biotin, other vitamins, folic acid, and those are really important. The last thing is don't stress. Stress affects hair a lot.
Oh my God.
Yes. It is important. Nutrition is very important as well. Make sure you eat a lot of fish. Omega is very good for your hair. Seeds are very good for your hair. You just have a very well-balanced life and your hair will look better. And that means no stress, better sleep, good eating habits, and then of course the right products.
Yeah. What about ethnic hair? Do you okay, half of this is weave today because I got lazy and put it up in a weave, but what about ethnic hair? Is your product good for coarser hair, types?
Some of our products are definitely, our scalp products work just as well. And my knowledge of ethnic hair, I worked for a while on that on Pantene, is the scalp is very, very sensitive.
Yeah.
For African American women, and it tends to get very dry, and there's receding sometimes. So taking care of your scalp is very, very important. The other thing I will say is our masks are amazing for any hair type. So our butter mask contains 5 plant-based butters: macadamia, avocado, murumuru, kupaku, the one I can't remember. And those, you just like, in your case, you can leave it on for 10, 20 minutes and then go in the shower and you will see your hair completely renewed. So not all of our products are for texture hair, but some of them are. And we're working on other products. We want to launch some products for curly hair, for women that want to wear their hair naturally curly.
Yeah, no. Sonsoles, I love all the advice. I love that you saw and identified an opportunity, a challenge, and you rose to the occasion. You showed brands like L'Oreal, like P&G, that, hey, you know what? Women over 40 matter. Our hair matters. And if you're not going to do something about it, I'm going to do something about it.
Exactly.
And so, girl, props to you for everything that you're doing to kind of keep our hair and our locks looking good. We are so jazzed for everything that awaits you. I mean, the successes you've received so far are just commendable. So keep up the amazing work. We'll go ahead and put information into our Facebook about your organization. I know that you were wanting to offer something for our ladies to take advantage of your line. Yeah. So look for that in our post. But in the meantime, thank you, Sonsoles, so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and congratulations to you as well.
Thank you. And you are offering 20% on your website. So ladies.
Well, we have a code for you. I think it's Morning Cup 20. I sent it to you. That's for your users, for your followers. And yeah, you can use it for the next, I think through the end of September. Morning Cup 20.
Excellent. Take care of your hair, ladies. Use that code.
Take care of your hair. Yep. Thank you.
If you could stick around, we want to take a photo after our recording. We would love that. Thank you, Sonsoles. Bye. Okay, yeah.
I love that.
I can't wait to try it. And Marie Oster out of Longmont, and I forgot the name of the other SecondActWomen, Michelle, just recently bought her products Better Not Younger. And
I love that. I love that she just, I mean, I
love the name, by the way.
I'm almost curious to hear what, her counterparts at P&G and L'Oreal now are saying, hey, you know what? We missed the boat. Like Sonsoles saw it. We missed the boat. And now she's kicking butt.
I see exit strategy coming, and it's going to be a big payday. No, but anyhow, let's go ahead. Let's talk about mantles before we bring Yamile in from North Carolina, who also has really exciting things going on in her second act. I mean, what we've been going through over the last 6 months has really spurred her into action. She went back to corporate. Now she's back to doing her own thing after focusing and regrouping and pivoting, or as we like to say, swiveling. So we're going to bring Yamile on in a moment, but let's talk about mantles.
Yeah. Okay. So for
the Denver Startup Week is one of those.
I know, right? So here's the thing. If you haven't heard of a mantle, it's predominantly the fact that the reality is that, especially in the tech sector, in the tech center, a lot of the panels that are hosted out there, or a lot of the media sources are, guess what? Men. So it was kind of cool. I came across this article by All Raise, where they are putting together an initiative to basically balance out the scale. They want to have more women doing panels. They want more women to be media resources and more women being represented and showing that we're just right there with the guys. But for some reason, there is this idea that mantles are the only way to go, which is total BS, right? So what they found through some of their research was that 1 in 4 speakers are women. So this is from a tech perspective exclusively, right? Only 14% of keynote speakers are women of color. 14%. Where's the other 86%, right?
And that shouldn't shock me. I don't know why I'm doing this.
But nonetheless, it's kind of like, once those numbers kick you in the face, you're just like, wow, shit, this is totally legit. This is happening.
She cursed.
I did. And then women obviously are underrepresented in the news coverage by a ratio of 3 to 1. So basically what All Raise did is they launched an initiative to say, nah, we're going to push back. We are going to create a database that allows women who are out there kicking butt, taking names in the tech space to add themselves to this roster where there's this database is then fed out to media, media sources, news outlets, news anchors, etc. They can now go to this database and actually source female media sources, whether it's for conferences, whether it's for news articles or interview segments. But I love the idea that now there's this concentrated effort to rectify a huge imbalance that's been going on forever, and not just in the tech industry, predominantly, but like everywhere.
Well, and if you think about it too, Kelly Jelniker is one of our new insiders.
Yeah.
Her husband, Mitch Jelniker, was it seems in my eyes, I don't know if it's true, was pushed out, because of age. And so it can happen to men too, but it happens even earlier for us when it comes to in the broadcast industry. You see actresses still trying to fight for their way to not necessarily play the mother of a teen in their 50s, but play a sexy, badass woman. And, and then it just goes right on down into, our regular lives. And so it's interesting that finally going back to males, a lot of people are heeding this advice. Hopefully other industries, well, not hopefully, but we know it's true that they're starting in other industries to take note. But, Denver Startup Week, I was going to say, is one of those that is recognizing that. They literally have a criteria that says you have to have a mixture of age, the door's closing because we're too loud. You have to have a mixture of age, LGBTQ. You have to have a mixture of women, ethnicity, and we find that to be beautiful. And we're taking part in a couple of things happening next week in Denver Startup Week. So
and the thing
good point.
And at the end of the day is like everybody can contribute to making that change, right? Even in the small circles that you operate or the big circles that you operate, the idea being it's cognizant of saying, if I don't see people that don't look like me represented, then let me do my part to make sure that everybody's at the table.
Yep. All right. So I hope we're powering you up this morning, ladies. This is so exciting to finally do it with my pod sister and work wife. We have been very safe. We are masker uppers. So we always want to, matter of fact, before we introduce Yamile, these are our masks. I just got mine.
I'm digging hers, actually.
Oh my God, I love it. It's from Nordstrom, and it can be, I went ahead and decided this is going to be a part of my, these are accessories for me. So I could turn it inside out, but I got lipstick on it. Anyhow, let's introduce Miss Yamile. Oh my God, she came to Startup Week.
She came to fall.
Yes.
She actually drove with her hubby and her kiddo to come be part of our organization. And for that, we will always be eternally grateful. But let's add her to the stream because I'm excited to welcome my girl. What's up?
How you doing, ladies? How exciting.
How are you?
I love that they had to close the door on you guys because you were too loud.
Girl, I guess our voices project. Let's just say.
Whose voice really projects.
That's right. It's the soul igniting that fire, that passion that we're waking up the neighborhoods. It doesn't matter if we're North Carolina, Florida, Denver, wherever. It is time to rise up.
It is. You got to tell us what's going on with you because you made a swivel. And there's always good that comes out of bad. And with what's going on today in the world, you made something positive. You're making strides.
Let me tell you what swivel I have done. I will add a video of one of the clients that I got to work with. It opened and awakened my life. So the reason why we pivoted, so almost 20 years in education, that's another industry that we need to really identify and explode. Like they are God's gifts to the earth right now. Like,
yes.
Right? So 20 years in it, went to a personal development. I was ignited like, wait, I can be, do, and have the life I want. I can create that passion with me, with relationships and everything. And so I was really excited about just coming out. Like I came out into the business knowing nothing about it. And I'm like, wait a minute, I think I missed that class in high school. Like, where are they teaching kids that you can be your own boss, that you can go into corporate and kick ass and take names? And so anyway, so I left the school system, starting a personal development, doing mindfulness for students. And then all of a sudden, everything crashed. The schools closed down, everything like that. And I talked to you guys and I said, I'm going to have to pivot. I have to make money for my family. So I went for 5 months. No lie, ladies, I was cleaning butts. I was a senior helper. I was going into homes. I was cleaning their houses. I was taking care of them. And for 5 months, I was able to read 20 books to regenerate, reactivate. Like, why? Where is this all coming from? Why do I feel like a loser wiping butts?
Wow.
That it all had to happen. Like this morning, all the energy and the craziness and like getting this link and getting that link, right? But like all of that has to happen so that our resiliency, our tenacity, our excitement could be like, you know what? I want to continue this because I want to see the end of this story. Where is this going? Like Sonsoles. Oh my God. Power to her. 56 years old, 57 years old, and she's on HSN. So it's amazing. So what I did during those 5 months was ask those questions like, why did I want a business for myself? Why do I want to work with my husband? What exactly is it? And that's when I realized it was to ignite relationships, starting with numero uno, starting with
Sí, señora. Señorita, I love it.
Señora, proud to be señora.
I told you I'm Mr.
No, señora. Señorita is she's not married. Señora.
Oh, yeah, señora.
Yes. It's funny because a señorita is actually a virgin, but we won't go there. That's another story.
Okay.
So I got to the point of really analyzing my soul. And, you know, you've probably heard a lot of people say like, my voice matters. My voice matters. And what I realized is that the voice that really matters is that one inside that I was hushing, that I was quieting, that I was doing. And then when I got still and quiet and within, and even I was with these beautiful seniors serving them, I was like, God, thank you. Universe, thank you for this time. And 5 weeks after I left, one of the seniors passed away that I took care of. This woman made me realize she couldn't move. All she could do was eat and just like smile. And it made me realize that Sonsoles said we might live to 100.
Yeah.
Don't we want to be ignited in everything we do?
I know.
Like in bed, even by ourselves, ladies. Yes, I said it. Okay. Anywhere we're at, like, can we have a life full of joy, happiness, peace, love, sex, whatever that looks like for us? And it doesn't matter that we're 44 years old, 54 years old, or 100 years old. So
I love that. I love that. I love the perspective that, I mean, you literally are like exuding this like just knowledge. It sounds like that you absorbed through your journey that all of a sudden has not just opened your eyes to something, but like impacted you in such a way that now you are stepping into whole new realms with your programs. I mean, you launched or are launching a new relationships program, right?
Yes. We actually already launched it. We've been in for 3 weeks. It's a 9-week program, guaranteed to have the best relationship with yourself, with your source, and with others. That feeling, those toe curling relationships that we really can only start with ourselves. Like, this program came from the quiet. This program came from those days of waking up and going to take care of someone else so I could be reminded, so I could remember what my soul came here to do, which is ignite souls so they can remember what they need to do. So
Go, you dropping some knowledge. I'm like, oh,
you are dropping knowledge. Listen, we're gonna have you lead a session at BizLifeCon 5 in April. I just, the minute we met you, and I think you met her through another project.
Through my previous project.
Yeah, and when I met you last year, we were all having fun up in the hotel room after BizLifeCon too.
Yes.
I loved your spirit. The minute you meet you, and people can probably feel it even through the screen right now. You are, and it's not my favorite to say, because everybody uses it, but you are a truly authentic, beautiful human being. You really are. Yeah. Your spirit is shining brightly through this screen. And we just appreciate you and joining us today all the way from North Carolina. We can't wait to to see more from you and what's happening. And we are your sisters, and everyone watching are your sisters and brothers, because we're on LinkedIn. We got you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so, I mean, even though your course has already started, we'll go ahead and put information about how to maybe perhaps get added to your wait list for your next program. So be sure to check out the Facebook stream for that information. But we have, McBride, SOMOS.com. You can definitely head on over to our website to get more information. And y'all, I love the whole description of toe curling relationships. Amen. May we always have that until the last day that we breathe air.
Absolutely.
Because that would make it just worth living.
It would. We love you, sister. Stay on.
Love you too. Hey, Igniting Relationships is a free group as well to ask those sexy, nice, tantalizing questions. Thank you, ladies. You guys are the bomb. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stick around, babe. Wow. Okay. Every week you think, just when you think the morning cup can't get any better, it gets better. And the people that are joining us and that we're finding through LinkedIn, personal relationships and all are beautiful. If you know someone, by the way, that you think would make a great subject, a great guest on the Morning Cup, we'd love to hear it. Absolutely. So while we come to an end, we have 5 more minutes remaining. We want to thank you. The Morning Cup is now only 30 minutes today. We had a little bit of a tech hiccup, which is why we're running a wee bit late, but we did shorten this to 30 minutes. We're bundling all this really great information into 30 minutes, and we appreciate you joining us every week with your cup of Joe or your cup of tea, or for her this morning, it's probably Gatorade or something, because she probably worked out.
I was running hot this morning. I needed just like some Kool-Aid.
She's running out. Kool-Aid. Hey, Kool-Aid. Okay, that's why they closed the door on us. So listen, next week, before I roll it back over to Lupe, we just want to remind you to join us at Denver Startup Week. Next Tuesday, the 15th, is a full day of SecondActWomen, Creageless, Reboot Excel, She Factor, and so Women Who Start Up. We are joining a really badass crew of women next Tuesday in 2 sessions. You can join us at noon for our own session, how we and other companies are boosting and impacting women over 40 and 50. For that 60-minute session through denverstartupweek.org. You can sign up. And then we're also later joining 11 other women of all spectrums.
I know.
Oh my God, I love it. LGBTQ, Black, Latina, Asian. The cup is full of flavor, if you know what I'm saying. That is next Tuesday afternoon at 5:30 for the women who start up rally during Startup Week. And so we've been blessed to have been asked to take part in that with other women that are just like, what? Thank you. So thanks to Lizelle for having us join in there. I'm judging a junior achievement event on Monday during Startup Week, because that'll be fun. You've got things going on with a whole other project, which is really interesting.
Out a call for some support on a PBS documentary that we're going to be releasing, hopefully, if PBS picks it up next year, talking about culture and Latino pride amongst children. So stay tuned for information more on how you can tune into that.
And that's through Talk to the Camera, ladies. Audrey and Jenny. We like it. I'm telling you, are you feeling this? That women over 40 and 50 and 60 are lighting up the world? I'm telling you, and I'm feeling it because we finally get to be in the same room together. So the last thing I want to talk about are two more things. We want you to join us for how you can make more money, extra money, or side gig money, or whatever you want to call it, through affiliate marketing. You are valuable. We women are valuable over 40 and 50. And if you have a voice, you have a personal brand that's out there spreading news and information and blogs, and you've got a great brand going on, a really wonderful company that you know you can make extra income, because after all, we're all business women, okay? So join Lauren Storks. She is oh my gosh, she is a wonderful human being as well. She's going to teach you how to make more money. That is I'm sorry, look at me, I'm already joining.
You're fast forwarding.
I'm fast forwarding. September 24th, it's free to insiders and only $10 to learn how you can make more money. And lastly, mental health group sessions. Sonsoles talked about this. Stress, anxiety can affect our hair, our scalp. And it's interesting, she said, by the way, that our scalp is living and this isn't.
Yeah.
Okay, this really isn't because it's a weave. But anyway, we are taking care of you. We heard you. We heard you. So again, we are joining forces with Energize Colorado. We're bringing you a mental health group session. It will not be recorded. It will be a beautiful session for you to get out all the angst you may have with a psychologist, a board certified psychologist. After that, women that are insiders can then join in on an 8-week group session with this same psychologist. So
okay, we got some awesome topics coming your way, ladies. So definitely head on over to SecondActWomen.com and our events page to stay in the know, or better yet, sign up for our newsletter. And that's where you'll kind of get insight into what we got cooking up for you. And it comes out every Tuesday. So you can sign up at, again, SecondActWomen.com. So also, I wanted to see if y'all know of any organizations that might want to support us. We are in the thick of growing our community, continuing to bring in and attracting amazing women like Yamile and Sonsoles to our shows, to our programming. We are committed to creating new opportunities, courses, and workshops to continue to serve you. And we're looking for companies and organizations that believe in what we're doing in the community that we serve. So if you know of anyone that might be interested in supporting us or sponsoring for BizLifeCon or the Morning Cup, or for any additional programming that we are producing, please send us an email to hello@secondactwomen.com. We would love to connect. And if that person is you, hey, let's start the conversation.
That's right.
We would love to have it. And 20% goes back to you of whatever deal we close. So ladies, this is all you got to do is pick up the phone or send an email, make the introduction. We'll take it from there. And if we close it, you can get yourself 20%.
That's right. So we're about helping you if you're helping us. That's for sure.
And so with that said, ladies, September is known as a month of transition. For those that live here in Colorado with us, we literally had snow on Tuesday and are going to be warming up back to summer temperatures here over the next couple of days. But September is really known for that idea of transitioning from one season to the other. I think both what Sonsoles and what Yamile were talking about, this idea of growing into yourself and transitioning is a journey. It is not something that happens overnight. So give yourself, ladies, the grace. Take care of you. Give yourself the self-care, the self-love, the passion. Like Yamile was saying, give yourself the benefit of toe-curling relationships because, ladies, you got one life to live. So with that said, we invite you to transition into your next second act with unwavering beauty, confidence, savvy, and love from both of us to you. Yes. Thank you so much for rolling with us today. We appreciate you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Little paw wave.